I'm finally making this video. A few of you guys have asked, hi, where's the Q&A video? Well, here it is. So yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna get right into this because there was a lot of questions. So first and foremost, I hope you guys love my crazy hair. I just got back from the gym and I'm a little burned. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you could please give it a thumbs up, and thank you for following. Okay, so my crazy hair and I are gonna answer this first question. Kyle submitted this on Instagram, and the question was, what's your proudest achievement? I wanna say my proudest achievement was Hawaii 2 years ago, to earn a trifecta in 2 days. It was, the first day was the sprint and the super, and then the next day was the beast. So it was basically like 2 beasts in each day. A little over 14 miles each day. With people staring and being judgmental, how do you see past that and continue on? And where do you get your motivation? So I would have to say, people being judgmental, making comments, pointing, whatever happens in public, I just have to remind myself that people are curious. They don't know what condition I have. They just don't know how to respond. And the fact of the matter is we don't have enough awareness in schools and to bring awareness about those with disabilities. We don't have enough of that. So I just have to continue to, if there's an opportunity for me to educate, then I take that chance. And where do I get my motivation? My motivation comes from those who are in my circle, those who are continually doing stuff, those who are pushing their limits, those who are adapting. I have several friends and several close friends that I look up to. And when you do really good things, you meet really awesome, amazing people. And that's where I get my motivation. So George 2021 asks, what's your dream job? So my dream job, drum roll, would be a news anchor. I would love to be a news anchor. I still practice, like straight out, like practice in the morning when I'm doing my makeup, sometimes in the car, to be a news anchor. I know this is super bad continually, like considering I just talked about motivation and staying positive, but I watch the news at least every day, if not once or twice, or talk radio, and I just love the news. I don't know why. So that's my dream job. So DCJR Racing asked me, what advice would you give to someone who's disabled doing their first Spartan race? My best advice is to talk to others about your goal. Go on Facebook, social media, anything, and look for a Spartan race group. There's different chapters. West Coast Spartans is one, Weeple Army is another, and I would simply just post and say, hey, you know, I'm an adaptive athlete, I'm looking to do a Spartan race, and try to connect with others. Ask a lot of questions, be patient with your training, adapt, and you can always message me and ask for advice. I would definitely help you and point you in the right direction. My best advice would be to just have fun, and if you're nervous or scared, perfect. It's gonna be amazing, and you're gonna push past that uncomfortability. So have fun. So Anthony on Instagram asked me, if money was no issue, what would I be doing? If money was no issue, I would not be living here. I would be living in like an Airstream attached to my Jeep, and Lola and I would be hitting the road, and we would travel all over the world, and that's how I would live. I would live super simple. I would sell whatever I could, and I would just travel. That's what I would be doing. And volunteering my time and teaching at different gyms around the world, and holding host events that, hey, example, I'm gonna be here in Whistler, Canada, like come and invite everybody for free and hold like a motivational talk or a workout session. He also asked, what would be your contribution to the world? Me! That would be my contribution. What I've learned, how I've been able to learn what I have learned, how I've gotten to where I've gotten so far in life, be able to tell my story, That would be my contribution. And another question was, what's your routine for mental process for the days that you don't feel it? How do you battle the fear? So basically on days that I don't feel like working out or I don't want to race, so an example, I was in Arizona. I'll never forget this, and I did not want to race. I was at the starting line with my team, and I wasn't verbally saying that I didn't want to race, but in my mind, which is the worst possible place to be in, I was like, God, it's so hot. Like, what am I doing? Like, why am I here? I mean, I've raced this race 3 times. Like, why am I here again? And as soon as I crossed that start line to go, there was a little boy who happened to have spina bifida who was waiting for me, and it was the most epic thing ever. And in that moment, I was like, this is why I race. So that's a huge reason of why I race. The people that I get to meet, the people that I get to help, my kids, I call them my kids, who just push me to be a better person. And another question was, have I been to New York? Yes, I've been to New York several times. I love New York. I can't wait to go back to New York. One of my really good friends, my spina bifida sister, who's a nurse in New York, I cannot wait to see her. That's where I met her. Another question, what do you look for in a guy? Honesty, communication, reliability, consistency, being active, taking care of themselves, being independent, being financially independent. I could go on. So yeah, those are just a couple of things. Simon Murphy on Instagram asked me, what did you want to be when you grew up, and how does it differ from what you're doing now? It's extremely different. So what I wanted to be, again, was a news anchor, and it's extremely different from what I'm doing. Yes, I do get to speak and do motivational speeches and just talks, but it's not news related. So yeah, it's a little different. Ruby F asked, what kind of races are your favorite and your least? So my favorite races, I want to say, are Spartan sprints, because you get to enjoy the race. It's not such a pressure to finish at a certain time. You get to just enjoy your surroundings. And my least favorite, I want to say, is a beast, because I gotta hurry up. Dallas A asked me on Facebook, does spina bifida have any negative effects on a man or woman to conceive a child? So each person with spina bifida is completely different. I know many friends who have spina bifida who are in a wheelchair, who have children, and have had no issues. I have a girlfriend in Florida who is going to have being told, I'm sorry, that she will have some negative effects and severe pain if she does decide to have a child. Myself, I don't want children at all, so I'm not having children. So each person is completely different. Andrew B on Facebook wrote, how do you respond to failure? So I respond to failure by taking what I can learn from it. Any failure, any negative anything, there's always something to take from it. What can I do differently? What did I do wrong? Address the problem, and that way when the next time that you go to that race, or you go to that next job interview, or you go to that doctor's appointment, whatever it may be, what did you learn from the prior mistakes that you made, and how can you make it better? Teresa Crane asked, is the word biff, B-I-F-S, biffs, I'm sorry, a derogatory word outside of a small group? So I don't use labels. The label that I do use, which I believe is super positive, is adaptive athlete. I don't use anything like, and I even hate saying this, so you will never hear me say this. I've heard and seen words written in like groups of like, oh, I hate saying this, crips, or crippled, or midget, or little people. Oh my God, I hate those words. Hate is not something I like throw out, but I hate those words. So if you are asking my personal view on BIFF, B-I-F-S, I would say, yeah, it's, why are you labeling that person as that? Like, I just don't understand like why we have to have labels like that. Why can't it be something positive? If I'm gonna label somebody, I'm gonna say beautiful. I'm gonna say happy. I'm gonna say gorgeous. I'm not gonna say crippled. I'm not gonna say little people. I am a person. There's nothing wrong with me. I might have to adapt, but that doesn't mean that I need to have a label on me. I don't like those. So as you can tell, those are the questions that I did get. There was a couple that I did not put in because of the contents of the questions. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop underneath the comments or to DM me on social media, and I will do my best to respond. Thank you for taking the time, for following me, and for just being a huge cheerleader and supporter in my vision, my mission, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.